Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Scope and Importance of Livestock Part 2. So we have already covered this important topic in the first part. Some part has been left, so we are going to cover it in this session. Livestock resource. Okay, so India is the world highest livestock owner at about 512.05 million. So we have already discussed this part in first session that India is having the world highest livestock, right? So India is the first in the total buffalo population in the world, that is 105.3 million buffaloes we are having. Okay, so that makes our country first in the population of buffalo. India is second in the population of cattle and goats, that is 140.5 million goats. Okay, so this is important data. India is the second largest poultry market in the world. So we are at the second position, right, in the poultry market. So the production of 63 billion eggs and 649 million poultry meat we are producing, right? So this is a great number. India is the third in the population of sheep, that is 72 millions. So we are at the third position in the population of sheep. India is fifth in the population of ducks and chicken and 10th in the camel population in the world. So these are the important data we must remember, and it can be asked in the examination. Food. Now, the contribution of livestock in the Indian economy. So we all know that livestock is helping in our economy, right? So what they are providing to us, the number one is food. They provide us food. So the livestock provides food items such as milk, meat, and eggs for the human consumption. So they provide us so important things like meat, milk, and eggs. India is number one in milk producer in the world. So we all know that India is at the first number in the milk production. It is producing about 156 million tons of milk in a year. That is, this data is for the year 2015 to 16. So this makes India as a first producer, right, of milk. Similarly, it is producing about 74.75 billions of eggs and 8.89 million tons of meat in a year. So this is also a big number, and that makes one of the largest producer of eggs and meat, right? The value of milk group and the meat group at the current prices was rupees 4,06,035 crores, and this is the data for 2013 to 2014. Now, the fibers and skin. So this livestock is also helping our economy by providing fibers and skin. Okay, there are so many animals that provide fibers and skin. So the livestock also contributes to the production of wool, hair, hides, and pelts. Leather is the most important product which has a very high export potential, right? So leather, we are having so many leather based industries, right? And we have discussed in the first session that what are the products we get from the leather, that is the hide. So it is the most important product which has a very high export potential. Lot of leather material are exported every year from our country to the foreign countries. So this is an important product. India is producing about 47.9 million kg of wool per annum. So we are also producing wool every year in a large number, right? Draft. Bullock are the backbone of the Indian culture, Indian agriculture, right? So bullock are the backbone of the Indian agriculture. Why? Because despite lot of advancement in the use of the mechanical power in Indian agriculture operation, the Indian farmer, especially in the rural areas, still depend on the bullocks for the various agriculture operations. So we have discussed that 75% of, still in our country, 75% of agriculture is based on our livestock. Okay, because there are so small farmers, right, and they are using bullock for their agriculture. So this is one of the important livestock. Bullocks are saving a lot on fuel, which is a necessary input for using mechanical power like tractors, combine and harvesters. So these are the modern machines that has been used in the field of agriculture nowadays. But bullocks are also used, and bullocks number is more than the tractors, combine and harvesters. Okay, so they are saving a lot on fuel, which is a necessary input for using mechanical power, right? So this is one of the advantage. They are also providing dung and other animal waste material. So if we are having livestock, like if the farmers are having livestock, then they can collect the dung and other animal waste material. So what they can do for that? Dung and other animal waste serve as a very good farmyard manure. Now this is very, very important. If we are not having manure, then what we will use? We will use chemical fertilizer. But these chemical fertilizer are not good for our agriculture. So if we are having our own manure, right, we can produce a farmyard manure by our own. If we are having animals, if we are having livestock, okay, so and the value of its worth several crores of rupees. So now we can understand what is the importance of these waste material from our livestock. Okay, so the dung and other animal waste are very, very important. In addition, it is also used as fuel. Not only they are providing the manure, but we can produce different kinds of fuels as well, like biogas, dung cakes. Normally these two are very, very important, and it has been used as a fuel in every village. And for the construction as a poor man's cement even. So dung has been used for as a cementing material, right? They mix, this dung has been mixed with the mud, and it has been used as a cementing material for making kacha house in villages. Storage. So these animals are important for storage as well. Livestock are considered as a moving banks because of their potentiality to dispose of during emergencies. So they serve as a capital, and in case of landless agriculture laborers, many times it is the only capital resource they possess. So they are very, very important, because if the farmers, suppose a farmer has a loss of crop this particular year, but they are having the livestock, so they can have milk, right? They can have manure, they can have bullocks for the farming, for the agriculture. So they can do work in other people's field. They can sell milk, they can sell manure, right? So this help in some way to maintain the capital, to maintain the resource by the farmers. Livestock serves as an asset, and in the case of emergencies, they serve as a guarantee for availing loans from the local sources such as money lenders in the villages. So this is very, very important for the farmers, because if they are having livestock is not only used for farming the agriculture or farming for the use of manure, right? But they are like an asset to any farmer. So one can find the value of the farmers by seeing how many livestock he's having. Okay, so the in case of emergencies, there is a guarantee of availing loans on the basis of livestock. They can avail loans from the local source such as money lenders in the villages. So the storage, they are also work as a storage. Weed control. Livestock are also used as a biological control of brush, plants and weeds. So they crush, they eat all these weeds, and they can control these weeds. Cultural activities. Livestock offer security to the owners and also add to their self-esteem, especially when they are owning prized animals such as pedigreed bulls, dogs, and high-yielding cows and buffaloes. So livestock is offering the security to the owner, okay, and also add their self-esteem, especially when there is owning prize animals such as pedigree bulls, dogs. Okay, so these animals are important in the cultural ways also. Sports and recreation. Many of the livestock has been used as a sports and recreation purpose. Peoples also use the animals like cocks, rams, bulls, etc. for the competition and some sports. So in some of the villages, what they are having a fight between the cocks and rams, or even with the bulls, right? And they are having competitions. So that is some sort of a sports and entertainment for the village people, right? So despite ban in these animals competitions, the cock fights, ram fights, and the bull fight, that is the Jallikattu, very famous, are quite common during the festive season. So as the villagers do not have so many types of entertainment, right? So what type of entertainment they have? So they have a competition between the fights among the animals like cock fights, ram fights, and the bull fights. Companion animals. Dogs are known for their faithfulness and are being used as a companion since time immemorial. So dogs are very good, faithful animal that has been used as a companion from remote past, time immemorial, right? So when the nuclear families are increasing in number and the old parents are forced to lead solitary life, the dogs, cats are providing the needed company to the latter, thus making them lead a comfortable life. Not only for the nuclear families, but these dogs are also can be seen in the joint families as well, right? So the children are very friendly with these animals, right? And they learn how to live in a peaceful manner, how to live in a love manner with these animals. They also get care and compassion from the old parents that are forced to lead a solitary life. Okay, so these are considered as a companion animals. Role of livestock in agriculture. The livestock play an important role in the economy of farmers. The farmers in India maintain mixed farming system, that is a combination of crop and the livestock. So our farming or our agriculture is just not based off growing the crop. Okay, it also include our livestock, and both are included if we are if we are estimating the economy of the farmers. So if the farmers is having an agriculture land and it is having livestock also, so both are considered for the economic condition of the farmer, right? So the farmers in India maintain mixed farming system, that is the combination of crop and livestock, where the output of one enterprise becomes the input of another enterprise, thereby realize the resource efficiency. So farmers grow food. Food means some sort of plants that provide food to the livestock, and these livestock provide them milk, manure, right? So we are including both, the combination of both, that is the crop and livestock. So we can say that the output of one enterprise become the input of another enterprise. So they thereby realizing the resource efficiency. The livestock serve the farmers in the different ways. So let us see in what ways they are serving the farmers. They are providing some sort of income to the farmers. How? The livestock is a source of subsidiary income for many families in India, especially the resource poor who maintain few heads of animals. So if the farmers is having some animals, so at time they can have earning from these animals. Okay, they can sell the milk produced from the cow or the buffaloes. So they can have some sort of earning from that. Cows and buffaloes, if in milk, will provide regular income to the livestock farmers through the sale of milk. So they are helping in some sort of income to the farmers. Employment. A large number of people in India, being less literate and unskilled even, depend upon the agriculture for their livelihood. So there are so many people in our country who are not literate or less literate. So what they can do? And they are also not skilled people. So they can have their input in agriculture for their livelihoods. But agriculture, being a seasonal in nature, could provide employment for the maximum of 180 days in a year, right? So our agriculture in our country is totally based on the season, right? We are having the seasonal crop. So we, on an estimate, we are engaged to the agriculture just for 180 days in a year. So what we can do in the rest of days of a year, right? So the landless and the less land people depend upon the livestock for utilizing their labor during lean agriculture season. So they can have some livestock and they can have earning with them also. So some sort of employment we are getting from the livestock. Food. The livestock products such as milk, meat and egg are an important source of animal protein to the members of the livestock owners. So we have already discussed that they provide some sort of food in the form of milk, meat and egg. Social security. They provide social security also. The animals offer social security to the owners in terms of their status in the society. So the status of farmers has been estimated with the number of livestock he or she is having, right? So the status in the society a farmer can have with the number of livestock he is having. Animals are used for the various socio-religious functions. So they are also used in some functions. Cows for the housewarming ceremonies. So for the housewarming ceremonies, we invite cows. bucks and chickens for the sacrifice during the festive season. Some of the festive season we require chicken and bucks for the sacrifice. Bulls and cows are worshipped during the various religious functions. So we are having many religious functions in which the bulls and cows are worshipped. Many owners develop attachment to their animals. The bullocks are backbone of the Indian agriculture. The farmers, especially the marginal and the small, depends upon the bullocks for plowing, carting and the transport of both inputs and outputs. So villagers or the farmers are dependent on the bullocks for plowing, carting and transport of material from one place to the another. In rural areas, dung is used for the several purposes such as making fuel. So, dung cakes. They make dung cakes and that has been used as a fuel. They are also making fertilizer, that is the farmyard manure, and plastering material, that is poor man cement. It is also called as a poor man cement, used for making kacha house. If food security is defined as access to enough food for an active healthy life, livestock can make a major contribution. So if we are defining the food security, that is access to enough food for active healthy life. For an active healthy life, we require enough food. So this enough food is not completed without our livestock. An adequate quantity of the balanced and the nutritious food is a primary indicator of quality of life, human welfare and the development. So for an adequate quantity of balanced and nutritious food, it is a primary indicator of the quality life. So for that we are dependent on the livestock also. Animals are an important source of food, particularly of the high quality protein, minerals, vitamins and the micronutrients. So they are important part of our food security. The value of dietary animals protein is in excess of its proportion in diet because it contains essential amino acid that is the deficient in cereals. So we have already discussed that in cereals some of the important essential amino acids are absent. And for that we are dependent on dietary animal protein. So dietary animal protein means our meat, fish and eggs do contain those amino acids, and those amino acids are called as essential amino acid. So for that we are dependent on these animals. Eating even a small amount of animal products corrects amino acid deficiencies in the cereal based human diets. So if we are having a small amount of animal products, okay, so that can overcome the amino acid deficiencies, okay, and permitting more of the total protein to be utilized because animal proteins are more digestible and metabolized more efficiently than the plant protein. So this is very important that our food must have the animal products. So here the production of livestock in 2015 to 2016 are there. Milk in the million tons. Quantity 155.5, that is ranking in the world is the first. So we are the first in milk production. Egg in billion tons, that is 82.93 billion ton, and we stood third in producing eggs. Meat in million tons, that is 7020 tons, right? Wool in million tons, that is 43.6, and that makes the 10th position. Fish in lakh tons, that is 107.90 lakh ton, that is makes it second in producing fish. So this is all about this session. In this session, we have completed the scope and importance of the livestock. Where we'll meet with one more interesting session. Till then, thank you very much.